everyone, my name is Ms. Fazone, and today we're going to be solving percentage word problems. This is the same lesson that I did for the last video where I used proportions. This time I'm going to be solving these using algebraic equations, so we're going to be writing an equation. It's very similar, just a different method. I prefer this method when I'm teaching this in an algebra class. Alright, so what is a percent? Like we said before, a percent is an amount out of 100. And a common thing that we do in math is we turn percents into decimals. So instead of using fractions, we're going to be converting our percents to decimals to solve these problems. Alright, so before we move on, in word problems, these three words mean something. So what does the word is in a word problem? Like, the number is 7. Is means equals. And any form of is, you could have was. Was sometimes is used. Any form of the to be, right? So is or was means equals. How about of? Of means multiply. Of means multiply. And then what number? What number? That's telling you your variable. What number or what percent? In this class, we're going to use X or N or pick your favorite letter. It doesn't matter. I usually use X. Okay. So these are three vocabulary terms that we need to translate into math symbols for this lesson. And then next, I wanted to do a quick review of converting a percent to a decimal. This is, rather than writing it as a fraction, I want to turn it into a decimal. So remember, to turn a percent into a decimal, we just move the decimal point twice to the left. So 50% is 0.50. 3% is 0.03. Think of it as like 3 cents, right? 3 cents in a dollar. 50 cents in a dollar is 0.50. 3 cents is 0.03. 47 cents is 0.47. 125 cents is $1.25. That's like a half a penny, right? A hay penny back in the day. So that's 0.006. So in all of these, we moved it once, twice. Once, twice. Once, twice, once, twice. Let me add that extra 0 in there. Okay? So to convert, you move the decimal twice to the left. So those are the vocabulary terms, and this are what we're going to be using to solve the percent word problems. All right. All right. So find 5% of 40. So the first thing we're going to do is take our 5% and turn that into a decimal. 5% as a decimal is 0.05. What did we say of means in math? Of means multiplication, and then we have a 40. Of means multiply. So to do this problem, all we're going to do is multiply 0.05 times 40. And I'm pretty sure that's 8. Let me just check. 0.05 times 40 equals, 2. Oh, I was thinking dividing. I was thinking what times 5 is 40. So we get 2, and that's the answer. Done. So convert 40, multiply them together, and you get 2. That's it. Next one. 8% of what number is 25? Alright, pause the video and write the two problems down. Don't just do the work, write the problems down, it'll help. Alright, so 8%, again we have to write that as a percent. So move it once, twice, 0.08 of means times, what number, that's our variable, pick your favorite variable, I'm gonna use x, is means equals 27. So let's put this together. We have 0.08 x equals 27. So I kind of just wrote it under what it means, and now I'm putting it together. Remember, when numbers and variables touch, it's multiplies, I have to put the dot. Divide. Let's see, 27 divided by 0.08. 337.5. And that's it. Done. Number 3. Take a second and write what you think the equation is going to be. What percent, that's our x, we don't know what this is, so our variable, let's use n this time, n of times 85 is 40. So put those together. N times 85 is just 85n equals 40. Divide by 85 on both sides to solve for n. I'm going to write it over here. We end up getting n equals 0.47. But is that a percent? No, it says what percent, so we have to now turn this into a percent. So I'm going to go back 1, 2, 47%. That's it. And that makes sense, right? Like in the last video I said 40 is just under half of this. 47% is just less than half of 100%. Alright, pause the video, try these two on your own. Alright, 11%. So again, we turn it into a decimal, 0.11 of times what number is 35. I'm going to put it together. 0.11x equals 35. Divide by your coefficient. 35 divided by 0.11 is 318.18 bar. Next one, 130%. So remember, we're only moving it twice. 1, 2, so 1.30 of 92 is what number? So we don't even really have to solve, we just have to multiply. 1.3 times 92. 119.6. And we're done. So notice we got a number bigger. This is our whole, 130% of 92. But when you're finding a number bigger than 100% of something, it's going to go up. And I've said this before, that's really common when you go to a store, you know, what they buy the shirt for is not what they sell it for. They need to make money. So maybe they purchase it for $10, they're going to sell it to you for $30. Okay. All right. Last one like this, and then we're going to go into some other word problems. Pause the video, try it on your own. What percent x of 140 is 0.7? So x and 140 are multiplying, so we're going to divide. something with a 5 in it. It's a bunch of zeros. Let's see, 0.7 divided by 140, 0.005. But it says, again, what percent? We now have to change this into a percent. So we move the decimal to the right. So the answer is 0.05%. So a very tiny percent of 140 is 0.7, which makes sense. All right, now let's do some word problems. A pair of sneakers cost $120 and are 15% off. How much will you pay for the sneakers? All right, so what do we need to find? A pair of sneakers are $120 and they're 15% off. So we need to find 15% of what? 15% of the $100 will equal what? What is that going to equal? Our money saved. If we find 15% of that 120, that's the amount off. That's how much we're going to save. So just like all the others, 0.15 times 120 equals the money saved. What do we get? We get $18. So if that's the money saved, how much do we spend? Because it's not asking for how much we saved. It's saying how much you pay. We have to take that away from our original price. 120 minus 18 is 102. And that's how much money we actually spent on the sneakers. So you gotta pay attention to the percent off. Okay? Pay attention to the percent off. Alright, last one. You paid $41.99 for a PS2 game. If it was 30% off, what was the original price? Alright, this one's a little tricky. What a lot of students want to do, I'll show you what most students do, but it's actually wrong. We need to find 30% of the original. So what I get a lot of students tell me, because what does 30% of the original equal? That equals money saved. Does that $41.99 go somewhere in here? It doesn't. That's not the original, and that's not the money saved. For us, the $41.99 is how much after we did that subtraction in that last problem. So here's an easier way to think about it. Instead of using 30%, 30% of the original is the amount saved. So what percent did we pay? If we save 30%, then we paid 70%. So 70% of the original is what we pay for. Since we're saving 30, we're paying for 70% of it. And that's the cost. So now we can do our 0.70 of the original, I'll put C for cost, is the $41.99 that we spent, or we paid. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope. So all we have to do is divide by 0.70. $41.99 divided by 0.7. And we get $59.99. And that's your answer. There is another way to do this, but it's super complicated, and I'd rather not do that. Hope this helped. So this is your basic idea of solving percents as algebraic equations. Look out, there's going to be some more percent videos up soon. Have a great day.